Welcome back. One of the things that I've been noticing on the account that we're kind of lacking is development resources, right? We need more skill crystals, we need more psychic powers, and one of the best ways to get that is through Malriks. So we're going to try to do some Malriks keystones at a lower level, see if we can be successful. So let's take a look at this comp. I don't think we're going to go as heavy on the cultists there. I do think we will use... We want to use as many of our 60s as possible. Alright. And we really need more ground units than platform units, since we get essentially 3 platform slots. One of them will go to Silas, and probably 2 of them will go to healers. So the rest will need to be physical DPS. Let's see if we have any other fighters we want to bring along. I think Xena might do well as kind of a get out of jail free card. So I think we're going to take her to 50 and promote her up and see how effective she is. She just, when you drop her, she does her ult immediately. And essentially, she's not super effective once she's done with her ult. But let's see, we need 75. We need 115 minus 8, so we need 11 runs. Oof. Okay. Do we have any quick clears left? We want to do 11. So, yeah, the goal here is to see if we can do some low-level Malriks keystones on a new account to try to let us continue to progress when we've kind of capped out in other areas. So we've done our APOC. We have our gear raids kind of where they can go. We're in that stage where we need to start finishing getting everyone to 60, which is why we need the development resources. And then we also need to get people skilled up. That's where those skill crystals really come in. Okay, let's see what kind of gear we can put on her. So, mostly just want crit and attack here. We don't need Vierna in this gear, so we can steal Vierna's gear. That's right. They don't have crit and hack on those pieces. That's okay. And here, we'll look for crit and attack pieces. We got a ring here. It's probably worth... Well, let's see. Let's see if we can make a set out of this. Alright. With that insight set, we're hitting right at 98% crit. Effectively pretty close. And we'll use the Flux Pendant for her and take it to level 10. Oh, we don't quite have the Mithril for 10. That's okay. Alright, so I don't think we're going to have room for Idril on a platform. Let's see if there's anyone else we could consider. Let's just look at our melee and our tanks. probably Elijah. It is it's such a challenge in the lower levels to balance all of your gear. Let's just make sure we have appropriate. That ring is probably the weak spot here. All right. So I think we have a reasonable setup. And I think we are going to lean on not using this healer if we can avoid it. So we potentially have another slot. We're just thin on gear. Let's see what quick equip gives us. Not awful, but not great. See if there's anyone we can swap gear with. Looking for platform units that maybe don't. Yeah, Idril's probably the best call out here. Okay. So I think we will be successful here, but let's give it a go. I think that we're going to count on we'll put Silas down here. And we can put Numera behind. Up here. We're going to mostly count on Sun Wukong to keep control of this lane. And we'll have a Wood Elf from Elowen if we need to get him healed up. Alright. We do have some units in reserve if we need them. I guess we can put her up here. We don't necessarily need to, but it doesn't hurt. Okay, we'll use Silas's ult. We just want to keep everything knocked down to avoid things leaking through rocks. Yeah, so in these low-level keystones, we still have level 50 characters like Lysia who are doing work. And we still have a panic button over here with Xena. And we put Silas down here instead of Aurelius, mostly to make sure he prioritizes killing those flies when they come in. Alright. Sun Wukong did take a little bit of damage there, but we have our Wood Elf if we need to try to get him topped up. But we're going to spam Sun Wukong's ult as that ad comes in to try to kill it before the other stuff gets there. Yep, there we go. We're going to use Elysia's ult here to try to clean these up. Not quite back to Silas's ult, but we can use Numera's to soften everything up as well. Use Sun Wukong's ult as well. And it looks like we're in good condition here. We're not leaking up here as well. We are back to Silas's ult up here, so we're going to go ahead and use it. As the level continues, things will ramp up a little bit, so we just want to be mindful and try to keep things under control so we don't get overrun. Okay, we're going to use Numera here to try to clean up some of these ads. So it looks like we're in a good position here. We got the ultimate from Elysia up here. We are starting to take a little bit of damage, so we're going to go ahead and top everyone off with the Wood Elf up here. Silas ult to clean it up down here. And we have Sun Wukong to kill that. We're going to use Xena here just to mow down this wave. We're getting towards the end of this level, so I don't think that's a problem. Okay, use Gamera's ult. We're just gonna use all the ults here. We're getting a little close to leaking here, but we're okay. So this is a pretty basic keystone. The only modifier is we get the extra healing flies down here, so pretty straightforward, but let's see if we get anything good. So yeah, like I said, these psychic powers are just so important. Eventually, we won't need them. Eventually, we're just going to have a surplus, but okay, so we get the Smasher Guard here, so I think we can use the same setup. He does 2 hits through, but I don't anticipate that being an issue. Simply because of the way we set up, we didn't have anyone behind him anyway. I think at this point we're going to just try to auto ult and see. We don't want Olog's ult to be used because he stops putting a shield up when he gets his ult. I may turn off the lightning ult just so we can time that a little more strategically with Elysia. So one adjustment, if we need to, is we might swap Numera and Elysia. The reason being is without a modifier impacting the bottom lane, we shouldn't have as much pressure, and Numera can help clean up the top lane potentially a little bit more. Another option we could do, since Elowin is healing his top lane, is we could move Olog back here, and we could put Aurelius here if it was more focused on a AoE level. Although we're only getting a couple of these guys at a time, so I don't think that's as much of a concern. They're only coming one at a time. They may eventually come 2 at a time, but we'll see. Alright, so Sun Wukong has a little damage, Oleg has a little damage. We're going to use a Wood Elf to help top them up. We're not really having a problem in this bottom lane, so we're going to leave that the way it is. So the only thing we have to keep an eye on up here is these ads are starting to break through Olog's shield a little bit, so we just want to be aware of that and use the Wood Elf as necessary to keep everyone topped up. So we're going to drop a Wood Elf here. His health dropped down just between shields. We want to make sure he's nice and healthy. And when we're between Wood Elves, we may use Xena to help DPS this down. That way we don't have a death on Olog up here. as he gets low. So we're getting into the end, the last 25% of this. So that means everything will ramp up a little bit. We're going to wait for this guy to come in to use our Wood Elf just to try and maximize our benefit there. So I think we mostly have this under control. We are going to clean this up down there, and then we'll have this up here, and this will be the end of it. So it looks like Olag is getting beat up a little bit. Yeah, so... But Xena was our backstop that helped us to secure the 100% there. All right. Another key down. Oh, really helping us with those skill crystals. Although the thing we're lacking right now is dust. We're stuck on a story quest that requires some dust, but let's keep going. Okay, so this fight, they are platform killers that join the battle, so this will be a little more interesting. Let's see. Let's give this a go and see how it goes. We're just going to go with the auto ults right here. I may use Elysia down here to try and keep Numera as a floater to pick off the ads as they come in. We'll see if that's something that's viable. Elowin's definitely our weak point here because she is level 50. So she has the most chance of getting taken out by the ads. Although they join after the second wave, so since this is a green keystone, we do have less. I'm going to put Numera here to help try to finish them off as soon as possible and take the pressure off of our platform units. So we're going to do that. Another option we have is to keep Xena as the one that kills these guys, and then we could put Numera up here to help clean up the top lane. So we shall see. One of my favorite things about Malriks, though, is we have flexible strategies. We can make plans based on what's going on. I do think I am going to shift Numera up here and use Xena as the cleanup for the platform. So, yeah. I think that works out nicely. And this really supports Xena. When you lay her down, she does her ultimate, and then she can't ult again until you pick her up and redeploy. So it's an interesting kit. You can see that it was kind of iterated on for Suyua to be like a more advanced version of that, where she actually self-withdraws whenever she finishes her initial ultimate. So, and we're able to kill things fast enough here that they're not breaking through. Once again, we're going to drop Xena to clean this one up. All right, holding it together well. We do have, instead of the 80, we have 106 here, so we're a little past the midpoint. My one concern is up here we might start to get overrun, and this is maybe where we should have put the Numera behind the Olag, but then it couldn't help with the very top lane, so it's kind of a mixture there. We might have a leak back here. I think for one enemy, I'm not going to fuss about on low-level Malriks about getting a leak. All right. Okay. And we have a second leak. I think that's okay, though. We're going to go ahead and use a heal up here. Sun Wukong was getting a little bit low. We'll use Elysia's ult with her lightning to try to avoid another leak. We have Xena if we need for cleanup, but it looks like we're able to hold everything together. So we had 2 minor leaks. I'm not going to fuss about that for a low level key. All right. That was definitely one of the weaker keys, but the one thing we have to remember is we're still stacking up 110k gold on top of some crafting materials and skill crystal fragments, so not bad. Just another way that we can get things. So I'm just going to look at these modifiers and see where I don't think we're in a position to handle level 2 keystones. These collision ones are really annoying, so we're not going to mess with that. The major downside on this one is Xena will be more difficult to utilize. I'm going to try this one though, and I want to adjust my strategy a little bit, see if we can try something a little bit different. So I'm going to put rocks here. We're going to try it with Gaius here. I'm going to face up. Oh, no, we don't want Olog. That was a misclick. So we're going to try to have Elwyn facing up. That way she can heal Olog and Elysia when we place them there. We will have Sun Wukong out on his own, but and this is one of the negative situations where we have Silas taking AoE damage, but we're going to use a Wood Elf to keep him alive. And that way we can kill that. But the downside with that is now Sun Wukong's a little bit lower, so these guys are going to be a little bit tricky, I feel like. But let's try this setup. We're going to use Xena to try to finish that off. Hopefully, it's going to kill him, but that's okay. Mostly we wanted to keep Sun Wukong alive there. Gaius seems to be struggling a little bit. We'll give the Wood Elf to Sun Wukong so he can survive there, and we'll use the lightning to try to help Elysia to clean this out. Once again, they keep coming from up here, which is a little frustrating. We're going to give that Wood Elf to Sun Wukong to keep him alive. But we are struggling here as we keep getting ads, so yeah, I don't think that is viable. All right. We're not going to take that key, but we're going to try it one more time. just because of the nature of this key, I think I'm going to remove a platform unit and swap them for another healer and see if that helps. We also need an artifact here on Alicia. We'll go with this one. All right.
Mother's blessings upon you. Fear not, my friend. Let nature's fury be unleashed. Feel the wrath of the Grimthorn.
Stage clear.
So we'll see. The downside of the setup is we won't have Sun Wukong facing down to help clear out this wave. So we'll see if Numera can handle all of that.
Feel the wrath of the Grimthorn.
Although maybe we'll set Sun Wukong here and see if we just have enough damage to kill everything before the ad comes in.
My friend.
Shadows can't hide you. Stage clear.
Feel the wrath of the Grimthorn.
No, and when this tanky guy is around other people, he makes them more tanky and hard to kill, and we start to get a lot of stack up here. So I don't think this is a sustainable strategy either. No. Sometimes if you have enough damage, you can just burn it all down before it matters. Okay, we're going to try one more adjustment and see. We might try this key. So I think this is more manageable. Although we maybe didn't need that additional healer, but it's okay. We're going to go with Silas here. Go with rocks. We especially want Silas here because when those turn to flying, we want them to be prioritized.
Mother's blessings upon you.
And we still have Xena to help us clean up if we need it.
Nature's fury be unleashed.
This is probably one where we could have, instead of having this healer, could have brought in like an Idril or something to help clean up the map. One of the issues that we're getting to with this account, though, is we don't have enough gear to go around. So while we have the heroes that could fill other roles here, we struggle to have enough gear to actually get everyone in reasonable gear to get it done. But I think based on what we've done so far, we shouldn't have too much of a problem. especially with Xena as kind of a backstop to help. The one issue we might have is when this guy converts to flying, but that's why we have Silas down here to help focus him down.
Stage clear.
Feel the wrath of the Grimthorn.
So we continue to seem that we're in a good position. The question will be, as the level continues and the number of enemies ramps up, can we keep up? So we seem to be in a good position right now. We'll see if we can maintain that. We're getting close to leaking there, but we did have Xena to step in. Sun Wukong's getting a little low on health. Oh, I did drag the Wood Elf out. Not where I wanted it. It's okay. I think he will survive until another Wood Elf comes in. I'm going to drop Xena in here to clean up these ads so we don't run the risk of any of them walking through.
Tyranny shall crumble. Fear not. Mother's blessings upon you.
Okay, Sal's cleaning up well here. And we will have the Wood Elf back to help keep Sun Wukong alive here. Okay, and we shouldn't leak up here. We are right at the edge of leaking. We could technically use Olog's ult. He'll stop getting a shield, but he will gain an additional block for a little bit. So Silas should get his ult fast enough here to clean up any of these flyers coming through. And we didn't have a leak up here as well, so we're good. And that was nice. Silas's ult was able to snipe that guy before the others got in front of him. Getting a little beat up here, so I'm going to drop the Wood Elf. And we appear to be in a good position.
Tyranny shall crumble.
We'll just drop Xena since we're in our last 5 enemies. All right. So that was another successful clear. Yeah, every little bit helps. Not the most exciting keys, but I do enjoy. Okay. Healing Fly joins the battle after the second wave. Alright, I think we shouldn't have an issue with this one as well. The Healing Fly doesn't do damage, so I'm going to adjust our placements a little bit. We are going to face Olog. Try to put Olog here.
Even blind, I strike true. Shadows can't hide you.
Just to free us up a little bit.
Mother's blessings upon you.
The main concern with our setup here is that if we get the Healing Fly spawning here, it will bypass and leak. So this setup will allow us to avoid that. And we can have Sun Wukong soloing this top lane and be able to use our Wood Elf to top him up if need be. But the major issue will be having enough damage in this lane to clear, but we have Xena as backup, so I think it shouldn't be an issue. So, yep, as my concern was, getting the ad from up here would make it so if we were set up in the way we often are, we wouldn't clear it. But we might not have enough ump here to clear it in general. Oh, I should have had. Okay, we'll let one go. But I think This is a case where we may want to bring Idril in to help out. But we'll keep going.
Fear not, my friend.
If it's always going to be up here, though, I'm tempted to put Silas up here and even put somebody like Aurelius down here. It seems like on the lower keys, sometimes they're starting to continue to have things in the same place. So I think we're going to make that adjustment. So we don't need that second healer. We're going to bring in... we'll bring in Aurelius.
Nature's fury be unleashed. Let us arrange this tragedy with the utmost care.
So I am interested to see. I know they've changed. It used to be more randomized, but they have changed how these keystones work. So if we get the healing fly up in this top right corner again, it's a pretty good indicator that the key is kind of locked in. So we will find out shortly.
Shadows can't hide you.
Tyranny shall crumble.
Where are you all running?
Stage clear.
All right, so we do have Xena kind of as someone. I think if we're gonna need any help, it'll be down here. This is the weaker lane now with Silas on the top. So it does appear that it may be in a fixed position because if you'll notice, we got that ad up there. Okay, Sun Wukong's doing a good job up here. We haven't had to use the Wood Elf yet, so I think we're in a good place. We're going to pause the auto ults for a second. I like to give Gaius more stacked up before he ults. All right, so this placement seems to be doing better, but we're also still fairly early in the key. I'm gonna drop Xena here just because we have a lot stacked up starting to come through. So without Silas down here, the bottom lanes are our weaker area, so he just carries the damage so much.
Fear not, my friend.
Hopefully we can hold it together here. We might get one leak. Oh, two leaks. I'm not going to fuss over two little leaks there, but we will hold on to Xena to try to control this next wave. And I do want to hold off on the auto ults because I want to wait. I'm going to see if us rotating between Xena and the Aurelius ult gives us a better success. Oh, Aurelius used it. Okay.
Shadows can't hide you.
I think our only leaks have been these little guys down here. While it's not ideal, I think we may just live with it. We have Xena here to help clean up. I think in a perfect world, we have the potential to clear, maybe with the higher DPS character. And we're going to give Sun Wukong the Wood Elf to keep him alive up there. All right, so not perfect, but I think it's, I am not going to stress missing a couple of those little guys. So, well, a couple more resources. I think this is a good position to stop. I hope seeing some low level Malriks Keys on a low level account is helpful. Maybe it can offer you some insight into how to set up if you're just getting started in Malriks, make it seem a little bit less intimidating. If this is useful for you, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have questions about Malrik. Is there a modifier that's being challenging to you? I'd be happy to jump in the comments or offer some insight.